So I have a question. What's our focus? When you think about it, we all have a focus on something. And I can think back to when I was a kid. One of the weirdest Disney movies that I ever saw was Peter Pan. Right? He was this magical kid. He could fly. And he took other kids to a place called Neverland, where you never grew up. You wouldn't age. It was a peaceful place with magic and fanciful things that happened all the time. They slept in trees. They were whatever they wanted to be. And as the movie ends, we as kids want to be like Peter Pan. We want to fly. We want to see magical things. We want to have a fairy for a friend. We want to fight pirates and crocodiles, and we want to never age. We all want to be part of this magical world. And most of all, we don't ever want to grow up. Snap back to today, we don't think much about Neverland. We're too focused on our everyday. For a lot of us, our schedules look the same every day. Right? We wake up, eat breakfast, generally on the go. And we get in our cars and go to work or school. And from there, we work or go to school. And then we come home, eat, relax. Maybe we eat a snack and go to bed. And we do that 5 or 6 times a week. Whatever happened to our sense of wonder? Whatever happened to our desire to never grow up? To want to fight pirates? To fly and seek something different? For a lot of us, we forgot. Many more of us grew up. We were created for more than working 40 plus hours a week. We were created for more than hoping our circumstances will change. We were created for more than simply hoping Neverland will come to us. See, even Wendy had to take a step of faith when she went with Peter Pan. Hebrews 11, 1 through 3 says it pretty clearly. And it says, "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. For by it the people of old received their condemnation. By faith we understand that the universe was created by the word of God, so that what is seen was not made out of the things that are visible." For Hebrews says faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. There are plenty of things we hope for. Right? What are some things you guys hope for?
Good health.
Good health, right? What did you say? To get dressed? Okay. Rest. Right, rest. Right? Anything else that we hope for? To get closer to God. It's a very spiritual thing to say. Some of us might say to be successful at work, to get that project done that's due Monday at 8 a.m., right? We have very tangible things that we hope for. They're very physical things. See, faith is this crazy thing for us. We're placing our hope in things we cannot see. For a lot of us, that has a lot to do with our relationship with God and our belief. We cannot see Jesus. We cannot feel Jesus. We can't physically go see Him. We have to trust in Him. We all have these things that we hope for. These very tangible things. You can go get them. You can feel them. You can imagine them. But in faith, it comes from within. We're hoping in the unseen. That's what makes faith different. As humans, we are unique. As Pastor Erwin McManus explains, like this, he says, "In all of creation, we're the only part of creation that has an imagination. We can create what doesn't exist. What we can imagine, we can create. Think about that. We create what doesn't exist all the time. The new inventions. A lot of people are really excited about their iPhones. Like, that didn't exist 15 years ago. We create what doesn't exist. Humanity has a unique capability to create. And see, whether we realize it or not, we're all creatives. See, when we look through Genesis, through the creation story, we see a very clear picture. Creation can be summed up as this. That's no signal. you, son, that does this. It's not working. But when we think about it, creation is this unique expression of what God created. You see, He didn't just do something. He created everything. When we start from the beginning to today, it was this magnificent creation. From the beginning of creation, you see something unique. God spoke everything into existence. He started very small, and then He got to us. It goes through all of creation, then He gets to humanity and He does something different. He gets down and creates. He doesn't speak it into existence, but He gets down to the ground and creates. He gets the dirt under His fingernails and creates humanity out of nothing, out of the dirt. He shapes every part of humanity, every unique structure, and then breathes life into this new creation. See, we were different. We were created. He made us in His image. We were uniquely created. We were made for a purpose. You were made for a purpose. We were created for so much more than what we consider normal. And see, if I'm honest, I don't want to be normal. I never want to settle for average. I want to seek out Neverland. I don't want to grow up. I want to fly away to a different kind of world and see a different perspective. See, we're all created. We have the imagination it takes to imagine our Neverland, but we choose to stay comfortable. What happened to our childlike wonder? See, Jesus says multiple times, very clearly, what we need to do. And He said, truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. And then He says again in Matthew 19, 13 through 15, then the children were brought to Him that He might lay His hands on them and pray. And the disciples rebuked the people, but Jesus said, let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of heaven. And He laid His hands on them and went away. And then He says again in Mark 10, 13 through 16, and they were bringing the children to Him, and He might touch them, and the disciples rebuked them. But when Jesus saw it, He was indignant, and said to them, let the children come to me, do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of God. Then He says again in Luke 18, 15 through 17, now they were bringing even infants to Him, that He might touch them, and when the disciples saw it, they rebuked Him. But Jesus called to them, saying, let the children come to me, and do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of God. Truly I say to you, whoever does not receive the kingdom of God like a child shall not enter. To such belongs the kingdom of God. According to Jesus, the kingdom isn't for the old, it's for such like children. It's for those that have that childlike faith and wonder. The kingdom is like Neverland. We cannot be so focused on what's going on around us that we lose that childlike faith and wonder. The kingdom isn't like any other kingdom we've ever seen before. It's backwards. It doesn't make sense. It's different. But see, if our goal isn't to build our kingdom, but rather His, it makes sense. Our goal should be to build up rather than wide. See, like Fred read earlier, the parable of the mustard seed and the leaven. See, that mustard seed is the smallest of seeds, and when it grows, it becomes a tree. Or when you take a little leaven and put it in flour, it leavens the whole loaf. The kingdom of heaven is like something that starts small, and then it grows and grows. When we think of any modern-day kingdom, it's built by rebellion or force. They're generally focused on how they can get more power, land, people, or armies. They're looking for control. We think of any past kingdom, think of the Roman Empire, right? They weren't like, hey guys, let's just build this small little empire, and that'll be enough for us. No, they said, let's conquer the world. They were focused on taking as much as they could. Land, power, people, that was their focus. That's what the kingdom's, any kingdom's focus is. To build wide, to get as much as they can. And Jesus says, no, my kingdom is different. Think of how He started His kingdom. Started with small, with him and 12 others. 13 people. Imagine the faith it took to follow this smelly, homeless carpenter. Right? That doesn't make sense. You don't follow that guy. But maybe it was simply faith the size of a mustard seed. Like Peter Pan, Jesus is calling out to us to take his hand. He wants us to come with him, to go places that are different than anything we can imagine. See, we were lost, and now we're found. We were that lost treasure, and now we've been found. He wants us to come with him to help build his kingdom up. That different kingdom. The one where reality is different. Remember, Jesus says, be like the children. For everything as a child is magical and wonderful and new. It's an adventure. See, Jesus doesn't want us to come as we are, the boring people focused on what we're doing at work. He doesn't want the people that are sitting in the pew next to you that are more focused on that report that's due Monday or that project that they haven't finished yet. He wants the people that are filled with wonder and faith like children. Imagine what our church, our community, our county, our country, and our world would look like if we came to Jesus with that kind of faith and wonder like children. Our focus should never be on ourselves or what we can do, but what Jesus can do through us with a little faith. See, I don't ever want to come to Jesus and he says, you did a lot of good, David, but because you didn't believe that I could do this, or because of your hard-headedness, you weren't able to experience this, or because you were too stubborn, I couldn't use you in this way. Jesus says, come like a child. Just think about the wonder and faith of a child. And see, that's what I want to do. And I want to be different, and I want you to be different too, church. Faith is, as Hebrews says, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Let your imagination run wild. We are creative. You have the possibility to create. We are uniquely created to be different. We were created for so much more, and Jesus is calling. His hand is out. He's calling out to you. Go with him. See, I don't know about you, but I want to see something different. I want to see the clouds. I want to see a different perspective, and I want to see where he'll take me. I want to see what he has in store. Maybe he just takes that mustard seed-sized faith and wonder. Imagine the possibilities. And see, I'm not saying it's going to be all rainbows and unicorns. But even in the rain, there is beauty. As heaven pours down over us, we can see the beauty and uniqueness of creation. Creation is magnificent and unique. See, his kingdom isn't focused on what he can do for us as the king, but rather even the king came as a servant. As Matthew 20, 25 through 28 says, but Jesus called them to him and said, you know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. It shall not be so among you, but whoever would be great among you must be your servant, and whoever would be first among you must be your slave. Even as the Son of Man came, not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. The kingdom of God isn't focused on building up the king, but rather being a servant to all. See, Jesus came not to be this king, but to serve. His kingdom is different because he wants people who serve others over themselves. He wants the people who are willing to humble themselves. See, Jesus' goal is to make a different kind of kingdom. Not an earthly one, but a heavenly one. See, just look at his ministry. He wasn't focused on building himself up, but rather building the people around him up. He came to serve. His ministry was focused on service. He healed the sick. He spent time with the tax collectors and sinners. He didn't hang out with the king. And even at the end, when he knows he's preparing himself to die, his focus wasn't on putting himself at the head of the table. No, he came and he said, I'm going to wash my disciples' feet to serve them one last time. It wasn't some elaborate speech. It was service. And see, I'll never land. I'm okay with being different, with not being like everyone else, with trying to build a different kind of kingdom. I never want to build my own kingdom, but rather His. My hope is that. And that prayer will never change. My prayer is that we all find our childlike faith and wonder. Imagine what we could create if we stepped back and focused less on what was coming tomorrow, but focused on the place without clouds, where time moves differently and where we never grow up. And see, I want my faith to be like that of a child. I never want to grow up. I want to be able to come to Jesus now at 24, 34, 44, or 104 with the same childlike faith and wonder that I did when I was 6. I don't know about you, but I'll never land. I don't want to grow up. I don't ever want to stop imagining. I want to set aside my needs and follow the King. See, Neverland is my home, and I want to follow His lead. Let's pray. God, we thank You for this morning. We thank You for everything that's going on. Just remind us that there is this place that's different. That Your kingdom isn't focused on what's coming tomorrow, or that report, or what's going on at work, but rather Your kingdom is focused on service and serving those around us. That Your kingdom isn't for those who are hard-hearted, it's not for the people who are old spirits, but rather those that are like children. You welcome the kids to You. Father, we thank You for the songs that the kids sang this morning to help give us a great example of childlike faith and wonder. We strive for that. We desire that kind of faith and wonder. God, be with us. Fill us with a spirit that desires the childlike faith and wonder. God, help us to see what that looks like and remind us that Your kingdom is different. It's not like any earthly kingdom. Your goal isn't power, success, armies, and people, but rather to serve those who need.